Parsley, and right now I am active duty Coast Guard as electronic technician chief, which means I work on a lot of stuff. Oh, me blew my life. No, I lie. For November will be 20 years. I'm retiring, which is scary and exciting. I am excited because I always enjoy the adventure. And that was one thing that I was very grateful the Coast Guard gave me was, I've always been this little girl who wants to go explore, climb trees, ride motorcycles, and just do whatever. And no bounds, no boxes, no barriers. And Coast Guard has given me opportunity to test my knowledge, test my intellect. New adventure is now what I want to be when I grow up. So we're going to figure that out.
The biggest thing I would say for me was being in everything with the Coast Guard. I would like what they call us, hard for the guard, or all Coast Guard, whatever. So everything I did, I put the Coast Guard before my family, before myself, before everything. So whatever the Coast Guard needed, the Coast Guard got. So later in your career, you start learning that that's not how it should be, to an extent, because later on down the road, your family's going to be there for you and all that stuff. So now I'm looking at it, the different approach I'm looking at it is I need to be there for my family and support my family more, as they supported me when I was in the Coast Guard, and I wasn't supporting them, but I was supporting the Coast Guard more. So the big difference, I guess I would say, is I look at it differently. Like, I'm looking at long term, who's going to be there for me in the end, and the long term, and that's going to be my family and the close handful of friends that you have that are true friends. And just the other thing would be just like the outlook of life. It's just it's different. Like back then, it was almost like you're untouchable. You're in the military. We know there's inherent risk with what we do in the Coast Guard, but it was almost like it won't happen to you. And now you start thinking, you get out, you start, you're out in the community more, and you see more stuff. Like, a car accident. Anything could happen now. You start thinking about it like that. Like, it's not. It's a complete different mentality of the way you think, your outlook on life, I guess you would say. Month of retirement is pretty nice. That first week of retirement is nice because you don't have to shave, you don't have to wake up at a certain time and all that kind of stuff. You do what you want. But for me personally, by that second to third week, I was kind of getting bored. Like, I didn't have nothing to do, so I was going to do stuff. I was going to help people work at their house or whatever, cutting grass, stuff like that. And then when I decided to start up my lawn care business again, just went with it from there. So I personally don't regret any minute that I was in the Coast Guard. I enjoyed every time I was there. Obviously, there were some bad times and good times, but all those bad times and good times, I feel proud to have served my time in the Coast Guard, and I feel like I did a good job. That left it better than when I received it. So that's one of my big mottos is, leave whatever you do in life, leave it better than what you received it. So